Hey, Pamela. How you feeling, love? Uh, I'd go somewhere and tell them you need something for it. And whatever you're taking for it or whatever you're doing ain't working. Tell them you need something much, much stronger. Hey, Paula. How you doing, love? There ain't no sense in having to sit there in pain like that. Mm. There's many a thing they can give you to keep you from sitting there just in pain like that. Paula, how you doing, love? Bless you. I'm hanging in there. Yeah, just ain't no sense in that. Just tell them straight up, just like I do. Say, look, what I'm doing, or even if you take anything, if you ain't, or if you are, say that, look, hey, this ain't working. Moving on up, what we need around here. Hey, Holly girl. Oh, I was gonna say something there. Uh, I believe Paula, you, there's something about you. I studied about it, and it's called insight. It's like sometimes you can, before somebody speaks, you can think and already know kind of what they're fixing to say. No, that stuff ain't worth 15 cents. Hey, Lisa, um, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But about I crossed your mind about 5 or 6 times today, and I don't know if your shakiness in your hands, or just because that is a sign of what you have. But something that's been weighing on you in the back of your mind, you ain't put out yet. Hey, Tammy, and welcome. Uh, it's definitely not negative. Definitely not. Uh, but you do it without knowing that you're doing it. I've known other people that that was like that. Uh, Sometimes, yes, it is. It is. Sometimes it's like if you're just sitting there, you could be watching TV or whatever, but still your mind going everywhere else all the time, and you still be watching TV. It's like a little creak or sound in the house that you don't normally hear. You hear it before it even happens. Um, you you I mean you've got it. Um, um, you know, have you got any insight about a dog that either you or someone that was closest to you cared very, very much for? And I also know that and I do the same thing, what I'm fixing to say. There have been times, uh, it's not very frequent at all, but it happens. Um, Sometimes you can be thinking and something will pop into mind, just maybe like a collectible you used to do, or a toy you used to have that was your favorite. And every once in a while that comes to mind. Something makes you think, something you see, hear, or something makes you remind yourself of that thing. That from movement, from what people call from the back of the mind to the frontal lobe, that is the energy that spirits run off of. And you have that. And I've seen other people, like I said, with it. Some people just don't know how to use it or express it. Hey, Lynn, but
Fine. I'll probably want a cracker.
what are you wearing? A tablecloth?
Uh, you know what I'm wearing.
What? Oh, what
I
is
was
it?
wearing earlier.
Oh, it'll. Oh, hey, um.
And that's for calling me a tablecloth. You little nugget. Guess what it's called?
Um,
Nugget.
but yeah, spirits run off of muscle memory, which is nothing but energy. And when you watch something or just something comes to you, it makes you think about something in your past. Like I said,
At a nation,
from
a
that
nation searching.
from that movement. Well, insight is like a rumble in the stomach, and next thing you know, there's something happened somewhere. You kind of, hey Judy, you get this, you just get this feeling
Like something's happening.
that it could be a upset stomach, it could be, just pain over your eyes somewhere, it could be a headache, it could be just feel like an earache for a second, anything. Uh, Eyes go to twitching. Um, the the goodness of that right there is by knowing your surroundings. You have something or somewhere. It could be a chair, it could be a certain size of couch, whatever. That is your go-to place. That's your comfort zone. And they can't nothing replace that. But you definitely have it. These these things that you can work on with that to learn how to express it more, to understand it better. I mean, we couldn't sit here and do it like right here. I mean, it'd take us some hours to talk it through. But yeah, um, this here, I don't know if it's going to be in Kelly Nas as eyewitness just broke silence about what Daniel knows about the kids. But there's another one down here. Um,
Hey, real quick, can you open this?
oh,
Sorry. I didn't want to stop you midway of you doing that video.
whatever you want to.
Thank you, baby.
Let's see. This other one says final hours of Daniel, Lily, and Jack. RCMP just confirmed it. Church goes. So we're going to listen to that one and this one here that we got pulled up. So, and then we'll turn the spirit box on.
4-year-old Jack, 6-year-old Lily, two bright, innocent lives vanished in a quiet neighborhood in Nova Scotia. For months, the community has waited, hearts heavy with worry,
Right.
desperately hoping for a miracle. And now, eyewitnesses have come forward. What they have revealed paints a chilling picture, and the details will shock anyone following this tragic story. Could this finally be the turning point in the disappearance of the Sullivan children? Those who saw the children in.
Let me go ahead and get something off the top here. I had a comment earlier that I looked at. Someone said that was false. Um, Said that it was false of what I'm saying here on my show about Jack and Lily. I'm pretty sure, especially last night, out of hey Alicia, out of all nights, I'm pretty sure last night I said it about as plain and clear as it's going to get. People do people do not want to accept the truth. People are going to keep going with this. Like I said, they would do. um, I don't remember the name. I just blocked her from the whole thing. Um, like I said again, there's no one gonna make me not believe these children. And this thing don't need to carry on like other cases have before. They could show by example with these right here. Make a spectacle out of Daniel and Malaya and everybody involved with this right here, and make other people start thinking, oh, look, hey, we try this here, we're going to get our ass busted too. You got to start somewhere. But again, if you don't believe what I'm saying, for the people out there that's just too ignorant to a fact, I can't help you. But the only words that come out of my mouth is what I repeat that comes from the spirit box. That's it. And if somebody tells something different other than what the kids have said, I call them out on it. And that's it. So I don't care where you're watching from in the world. You're not going to come up in here and tell me how to run my show. Period. And I do not give false facts, because if you would shut up, sit down, put some earbuds in if you need to, and listen, you can plainly hear these children speak, telling their own story. Hey Priscilla, how you doing, love? We're hanging in there. Sorry to hear that, love. Everybody throw out prayers for Priscilla Perry here. Um, her mom just passed away. Hey Donna, uh, I am sorry to hear that, love. You know, my mom, she passed March 27th of last year. You know, so I know how it is. Um, yeah, everybody throw out prayers for Priscilla. Um, I'm glad you called us, love. I ain't been seeing you in a while. Uh, how's the kids doing? Thank you. Thank you. Everybody in the house, throw out prayers for Priscilla. The ones that's new here, the Priscilla that I talk about sometimes, her old man John, that's the one right here. Um, thank you. Thank you all. You know you can hit me up anytime you need to if you ever need to talk, love. Yeah, matter of fact, not long ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe, uh, John come through and said something. I couldn't make out really what he said, but I remember him saying Priscilla needs something. Like I said, I couldn't make it out. Somebody also commented last night too, said they couldn't hear me, but I reckon y'all can hear me, right? Whoever, I don't remember who it was that commented, said they couldn't hear me. Um, but I always check to make sure my volume is all the way up. Um, yeah, as long as y'all can hear me or anytime something like that comes up where you can't hear me or something, let me know. Um, Here in the chat, and then I'll try to figure out something. I don't know what I'd figure out, but we'll try to figure it out anyway. So I got my volume all the way up. Yeah. If you can still hear me, Priscilla, how's the kids doing? She may have done jumped out. She she stays so busy with them kids. That's a woman dedicated to her family right there, buddy. I'm telling you.
And in their final moments, remember them vividly. One neighbor recalls the morning they were last seen. Lily, laughing, her eyes sparkling with mischief, running across the yard as Jack chased after her with the boundless energy of a 4-year-old. It was just a.
Before we get into this, let me finish what I was saying before I forget. Okay. Well, she may be having to fool them kids. She'll she'll let us know here in a bit. If she's still on. I pray they okay. Was low last night. I don't know. I got my volume all the way up. And half the time, this speaker right here will blow your eardrums out.
Oh yeah, especially that one.
Uh, uh, Tammy, have you subscribed? If not, you need to do that and hit that like button and become a JSV fan. Get up on this clown wall back here.
Actually, it's more of
Yeah, and the door too now.
yeah.
But anyway, uh, and for you mods, uh, anytime something comes in such as that, y'all take it out before I have to get, you know, right with them in here. Um, and I'm gonna repeat this again. Donna says, "Hey, Christine, uh, I do not put words in their mouth. Yeah, good deal. Uh, I can't tell a spirit what to say, just like you can't tell a spirit what to say.
Hmm.
It will not work. When someone comments that that's false information, before you judge the book, open the cover first, because it might just surprise you. And for the ones that comment here, everybody knows what JSV is here, what we do. And make a comment saying that that's false information. Well, if you wasn't watching my show, how would you know? Because if you was watching my show to hear that, everything that got told last night, and it was said, you know that was Jack and Lily, and some loved ones of Jack and Lily, and Summer and Rose. Good deal. Um, Yorkie, hey, yeah, I should know. You have don't judge until you come on in here and see what's going on. More than likely, you were told to come up in here just to see what I'm hearing or getting. I don't care what other YouTubers do, except for when they start keeping on and on and on and on about like this right here, like these children. Now, people can talk about the past all they want to, but up to the current right now, you cannot tell me that these children have not been found, because they have. And they have been examined, and they're still getting some things found. Told it last night, plain as day. I think last night was some of the most intelligent parts for uh, Lily, Jack, and Summer. Matter of fact, um, and a lot of talk on this Durwood, numbnuts as we call it. Uh, but wherever you're watching from around the world, it don't make no difference. Come on in here and listen to how things are being said instead of just what's being said. That's how you can separate people that are really intelligent or the people that just want to be intelligent. The most intelligent people will sit back 9 times out of 10 in a group of people and not say a word. They're just listening. And they can pick out which one's just coming up with something to say to make conversation. But when it comes to children, make no mistake that I'm not going to call you out on it, because I will. They they've done been through enough. You don't want to go down that route. Trust me.
Normal morning, the eyewitness said, but suddenly they were gone. I prayed they'd be safe. We all did. But the news today, it's devastating. The streets that once echoed with the innocent laughter of children now resonate with silence and sorrow. The neighborhood is gripped with fear, uncertainty, and heartbreak. Every day brings a new wave of questions. Every search attempt fuels the hope of discovery. And every sign posted by neighbors is a plea to the world: bring our children home. The RCMP continues to pursue every lead. Hundreds of tips, dozens of interviews, and extensive search efforts have yet to reveal their whereabouts. Yet the community holds on to the fragments of hope provided by eyewitnesses who remember the children as they were, full of life, curiosity, and joy. And while the investigation unfolds, these memories remind us of what has been lost. Now, as this tragic story develops, it's more important than ever to stay informed. Every detail could bring answers, every report could reveal the truth. The story of Lily and Jack Sullivan is a reminder of the fragility of life and the urgency of vigilance in protecting the most vulnerable. Sit down, stay with us, and watch closely as we unravel every update in this heartbreaking case.
Remember, your soul will never die, good or bad. It will never, ever die. These right here, these outcast like type people that use names like uh, agent or just the word shocking or whatever. They they tell things along so it will keep you listening to them. Keep every time you click on their show, that's just more views for them. That's the way it goes. So if anybody wants to come and say something about some false stuff, I can name a few here that you might want to work with. The only thing people should be even able to even talk about now is the stuff that was in the past that these children had to go through. Not of anything up to date yet. We done heard RCMP stated it. They will only let us know so much. But there's some things that they still want to hold quietly. And matter of fact, yeah, RCMP did let the children down by going in and just jumping over everything and all that stuff. And that's why they apologized for the first couple of months. But they also got a couple of things a little over a month ago. And they're leaking a little bit of it at the time. Do you think they could actually put uh, charges to someone without the victim? Make that make sense to me. The police and things are not going to just take word of mouth. They want facts. Now, plain as day. If you don't want to believe me, watch every one of my dadgum shows and listen for yourself. RCMP plainly stated that both of the bodies that were found did indeed match the ages and things of Jack and Lily Sullivan and some clothing around there. Now, that's all that RCMP right now is just giving. And they could not give either one of them charges if they didn't have some evidence. That's why they said we'll tell you some things, but they some things just have to stay 100% off record for right now. So all these people like this, and this one is Agent Tim, something other. And this one here is from RCMP themselves. Major breakthrough, RCMP confirmed final hours of Daniel and Lily and Jack. This is criminal pattern that's got this. Now, remember, a lot of these things could be uploaded in the next minute, but they could have got it 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So just because somebody uploads something, don't mean that it happened that day. A lot of people just really think people are just ignorant, I reckon, and just don't catch on to things. But fool me once, that's my fault. Try to fool me twice, that's your fault. That's all I can say.
This is criminal pattern. The mission here is justice. RCMP has finally confirmed it. The exact movements of Daniel Martel in the hours before Lily and Jack Sullivan vanished, and it's far more disturbing than anyone imagined. By 1:12 p.m., data shows him circling back toward the Sullivan home. At this same moment, witnesses report seeing a man matching Daniel's description, pacing near the edge of the property. One local described his behavior as restless, like he was this vision is fulfilled. I will send my appreciation straight to you. Erratic, inconsistent, and in the eyes of many deliberate. The public has been quick to react. Online forums are ablaze with theories. Some believe Daniel used that blackout period to stage a cover-up. Others argue he may not have acted alone, that someone else could have been with him, aiding or directing his movements. And then there are those who believe this detail directly collides with Martel's alibi. He told RCMP that during those crucial hours, he was inside with Malikia Brooks Murray, never leaving her side. But Logan's words paint a different picture if Martel was outside if he was connected to a second vehicle. Yeah. Why would he lie?
Why would he go ahead and continue to lie when Logan exploits everything?
Patrol units arrive within minutes. Officer Karen Mills takes point, marks the yard with yellow tape, and asks Sarah to sit. It feels wrong. As darkness tilts in background, a name begins to surface. A teenager living just a few houses away. His name is Logan Carter.
Now let me tell you, they're probably going to tell some of the stuff that they told last night as well. So for you that want to come in here and start saying that I'm telling false things, just do me a favor. No, do the world a favor. Just shut up and open your ears, please. That's about as kind as I'm gonna get it. I think children, babies like this here, Summer, they deserve a little bit more than just your attitude or your greed because you can't get the same things I do. It's pathetic.
And some believe he may hold the key to what really happened that day. Over the next hour, we're going to dig deep through the timeline, the statements, the inconsistencies.
Y'all notice how the numbers changed? Check them out up there.
And the rumors to uncover the unsettling connection between Logan and the Sullivan children's disappearance. Because in cases like this, the truth doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, and we have to be willing to listen. Before we begin, if you care about stories like this, stories that matter, stories that help, we're working for them. This is the case of Lily and Jack Sullivan, obsessed with toy cars and shiny stones he calls treasures. Their mother, Sarah, sorts laundry at the kitchen table, window cracked to listen for the kids.
No. See? Well, I thought this would be another one. Where are they getting the name Sarah? Yeah. This is a. Oh, that was 5 days ago. That was about ignorant right there. Kid's mom ain't named no Sarah. That's Malaya. That's the one we listened to that time. They had all the names wrong. And yeah, sometimes they do make mistakes, but that's why they try to work with facts instead of theories and wondering and wishing, you know. And yeah, they just might make a mistake, but move forward, yes. And they could not put charges against someone without having something to back up with evidence. RCMP plainly stated that they found the remains of Jack and Lily Sullivan and that they would give a bit of info, but not too much. And I don't blame them. Till court comes up, they need to do their own thing, and they need to leave well enough alone and let the enforcement do their job.
By fear. Others saw something else. A quiet calculation, a controlled cover-up, the kind of silence that takes days to construct. What became increasingly clear was this: Jack's death may have been an accident, but the aftermath wasn't. Investigators recovered burned children's clothing from the fire pit. Partially melted polyester fibers confirmed to match what Jack had worn in earlier. When they finally reviewed the phones, something stood out immediately. Both devices, Malaya's and Logan's, had been wiped, not reset, scrubbed. Search histories deleted, messages purged, even cloud backups disabled. Forensics recovered only fragments, screenshots of children's clothing, a map
Hold on.
Cotton branches, no snapped twigs. It was as if they had evaporated. The only trace of movement was a set of faint impressions in the soft earth. Investigators couldn't even agree if they were human. One tracker said it looked like a child's heel. Another wasn't convinced. Cameras, over 160 trained volunteers, mountaineers, emergency responders, psychics called in tips. All of it amounted to nothing. There were no sightings, no ransom notes, no screams. No one had seen the children.
Well, just for my behalf, I ain't no daggum psychic. I'm just putting that out there. No, sir.
Leave. No one had seen anyone arrive. Surrounding businesses and homes turned over security footage. Not a single vehicle entered or exited the road that morning. The only car caught on camera was a pickup truck belonging to Logan. But no one said anything yet, not publicly, not even to Maleha. By the fifth day, public interest swelled into national attention. Missing posters, candlelight vigils, interviews, hashtags. The RCMP held daily press briefings with little to report. They called it an active missing persons investigation with no evidence of foul play. Maleha appeared in front of cameras twice. Both times her voice was steady, detached. She thanked the search crews, she asked for privacy, and then she went home. But for investigators, something about her behavior didn't settle. One officer later described it as hollow, like she was reciting lines someone else had written.
She went to Mummy's
Still,
house.
there was no evidence, no proof of harm. And so the investigation circled itself, day after day, searching for children who had vanished without sound, without trace, without time. It wasn't a disappearance, it was an absence. And that felt worse. 10 days after Lily and Jack vanished, the town of Lansdowne Station began to exhale. But it wasn't relief, it was resignation. Hope had started to rot into discomfort. Questions were forming, not in public, but behind closed doors, around kitchen tables, in hushed phone calls. Something didn't feel right. Malaya had gone quiet. Too quiet, some said. She wasn't crying, she wasn't searching, she wasn't angry. She was present, but absent. In interviews, her sentences were clipped, her eyes never quite fixed on the camera. In one news clip, she thanks the volunteers, but mispronounces her own son's middle name. People noticed. A cousin of Malaya's came forward later. Said she'd reached out the night of the disappearance, texted once, they're gone, no context, no follow-up, no call, nothing since. Then came Logan. For the first 4 days, Logan had been seen helping search crews, quietly off to the side. He handed out water, walked tree lines, didn't speak to reporters. But after May 6th, no one saw him again. Neighbors said his truck was gone. Police said he was not a suspect. But behind the scenes, the tone had shifted. On May 10th, the RCMP's digital forensics team entered the case. Their request for device access had been delayed. Paperwork, jurisdiction, caution. When they finally reviewed the phones, something...
You're in pain, left shoulder and arm pain. Everybody throw out a prayer for Annie here. She's hurting pretty good tonight. Dadgummit. I hate to hear that, love.
Stood out immediately. Both devices, Malaya's and Logan's, had been wiped, not reset, scrubbed. Search histories deleted, messages purged, even cloud backups disabled. Forensics recovered only fragments, screenshots of children's clothing, a map marked with a pin labeled quiet spot, and a half-written note in Logan's phone that read, "She said they'd be better off." It ended there. What raised the...
What do you reckon she means by they'd be better off? One time they say she said she thinks they'd be better off without her. Is she still referring to that, or is she saying they would be better off without us? I don't think so. I think that she's still claiming that they'd be better off without her. And I guess this is the only way they could figure out to make that work.
Most concern, however, wasn't what was missing, it was what didn't fit. Surveillance footage from a neighbor's property, a small camera pointed toward the main road, captured a clear, uninterrupted view of the Sullivan driveway between 10:30 and 12 on May 2nd, the time frame in which Malaya said she stepped inside and the children disappeared. No one entered, no one exited. Not on foot, not in a car. The only movement seen in that window was the wind tugging at a laundry line. Then, an anonymous tip came in, a voicemail, shaky, untraceable. "I live up the hill," the voice said. "I heard screaming the night before, a child, just once, then nothing." Police returned to the Sullivan home with renewed interest. This
Because she knew what was in their system and what they've been doing to them. That's exactly why.
time, they didn't ask. They executed a quiet search warrant. Inside, they found freshly laundered bed sheets, the dryer still warm, no children's shoes by the door, and in the basement, a single sock, size toddler, torn at the heel, stuffed behind a furnace. No blood, no.
Now, again, are they talking about Malaya's mom's place? Because I could have just swore that they said that they got a warrant to search their home and said something about the basement. There is no basement in a trailer.
Yeah, no,
I mean, you would have to dig one out if you put one under there.
I mean, if they decide to make one themselves, but other
Yeah.
than that, no.
Yeah, listen to that.
And a half-written note in Logan's phone that read, "She said they'd be better off." It ended there. What raised the most concern, however, wasn't what was missing, it was what didn't fit. Surveillance footage from a neighbor's property, a small camera pointed toward the main road, captured a clear, uninterrupted view of the Sullivan driveway between 10:30 and 12 on May 2nd, the time frame in which Malaya said she stepped inside and the children disappeared. No one entered, no one exited. Not on foot, not in a car. The only movement seen in that window was the wind tugging at a laundry line. Then, an anonymous tip came in, a voicemail, shaky, untraceable. "I live up the hill," the voice said. "I heard screaming the night before, a child, just once, then nothing." Police returned to the Sullivan home with renewed interest. This time, they didn't ask. They executed a quiet search warrant. Inside, they found freshly laundered bed sheets, the dryer still warm, no children's shoes by the door, and in the basement, a single sock.
Oh. Where would a basement be? At that mobile home. Yes, I still do them. How long has it been since your mom passed? Yeah. Okay. All right. Just whenever, just hit me up. Just hit me up and we'll go for it. Pray them kids are doing all right. Dadgummit. Come in every once in a while and holler at us. Let us know everything. You all right and all that stuff. There's your family here. You know it. Hey, Alice. She passed from tongue cancer. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, love. Mm. Sorry to hear that. Well, yeah, whenever you ready, just let me know. If you got any pictures of her, kind of recent, send me one. Uh, I had to create a new Facebook account, so the
One that says in a relationship with him.
yeah, and it ain't got like 7, 8, 900 friends on it, and it's got that same logo picture that's up here at the top right now, so you'll see it. Just see if you can find a picture of her and that's as recent as you can get. Send it to me. We'll take care of it. I know it's rough. Depends on which kind you want, love. If you want it to go up to the show, it's 30. If you want it just private, where nobody has to know everything, it's 60. So that's totally up to you, however you want to do it. Shot knocked, yeah. They'll do it. You're welcome, love. Yeah, that we can ask, things that you might not want to ask out public, so forth.
Size toddler, torn at the heel, stuffed behind.
So again, where did they get the search warrant for? I used to set up mobile homes for a living, and I can tell you, we have never set one up even over a basement. You're not allowed to. State code now, you have to have a concrete pad poured before they'll even do it, and it's got to be anywhere from 4.5 to 6 inches thick, and just a single wide 16 by 80 carries 22 pillars underneath. So there would be no place for no uh, basement. Thank you, though. They had to be either talking about her mom's place or one of her friends or something, because they are no uh, basement in under that trailer.
A furnace. No blood, no bodies, nothing conclusive, but the atmosphere had changed. Investigators weren't searching anymore, they were
Yeah,
waiting
shed's all right,
for
but
someone to break.
basement.
97 days after Lily and Jack vanished, the investigation had gone quiet. Public interest had waned. Reporters moved on. The forest had been picked clean. Families returned to their routines. The search had ended, but the story hadn't. August 7th, 2025, RCMP Detachment, New Glasgow. It was a humid Thursday morning, uneventful until 8:37 a.m., when a man walked through the glass entryway wearing the same jeans he'd last been seen in 3 months ago, Logan Miller. He looked smaller somehow, not thinner, emptier. His shirt was wrinkled, his hands were shaking. No one recognized him at first, not until he stepped to the front desk and said, "I need to talk to someone about the Sullivan kids." They led him into interview room B. He didn't ask for a lawyer, didn't request a break. He sat down, head in hands, and muttered, "I can't hold it anymore." For the next 2 hours, Logan told a version of events the RCMP hadn't heard before. And it wasn't an accident. It wasn't an abduction. It wasn't.
Now, remind you not, and the ones that is not even watching yet, that has to watch hours later because you're in a different part of the world. What you're hearing right here, that is not me, okay? I'm not saying this stuff. What I do here is we hear this kind of stuff, then we speak to the children. And if they make any truth out of what they're saying, okay, fine. I'll jot it down. If not, I'll call them out on it. So what you're hearing here, that is not my recording. No. Get ready to have your first grandbaby.
Oh,
Gonna let her come home for blood pressure up. Smart. She may be induced. Oh, well, congratulations. Pray everything goes smooth and do like everybody else now. Send us some pictures. Was a prefab. Man, there it was. Says for a. It, it's a possibility that it could have, but there's no mobile home company that would have done it. Uh, they would have had to use an old tractor or something to pull that in there and do it yourself, because that just wouldn't be allowed.
A stranger. It started, he said, the night of May 1st. There had been an argument. He wouldn't say what started it, only that the tension had been building for days. That Jack had been crying, that Malaya had been off, that she hadn't slept in 3 nights, that she said something strange. "Sometimes I think they're better off without me." He said Lily had gone to her room early, headphones on, that Jack had followed Malaya into the basement, that she...
Can you tell? Okay. Now, say there's 20 in this growing now. All right. Can everybody here in my chat? Now this is going to be a silly question from JD here now, but I want some of you to answer it. Okay? So listen to me very carefully. When I hit play on this right here, is that a male voice talking or a female voice talking? Can you tell me? Now listen real close.
Wasn't gone long, but when she came back up, she was alone.
Now, is that female voice or is that a male voice? Thank you, Judy. So, again, the ones that come in here and try to tell me false stuff or that I've said some false, listen for a little bit. And you will see it's not me saying this, it is a female. I mean, good Lord.
She said Jack had fallen, said he wasn't breathing, said they couldn't call anyone. He said he went.
The reason they wouldn't call anyone, it ain't that they couldn't, they wouldn't. At this time, they done was fixing to sit down and figure out what to do. And I guarantee you, Lily had to sit and watch every bit of it because I don't believe they sent her. She went and laid down with her earbuds and all this and couldn't hear the screaming that if Jack fell down some stairs. And if she was down there putting on wash and he went behind her and fell down them stairs, you know good and well she would have heard it before she ever got to the washing machine. And then when she come back out, she was alone. Well, where's your son that just fell? You see what I'm talking about? Their stories are just ignorant. The woman that's talking on this right here thing. So I had somebody come in with a comment earlier saying that I was giving false information. Me too. I don't know. But when she got back to the top, she was alone. Well, what would she have had to done? She'd have to step over Jack and walk back upstairs, right? Well, of course that didn't happen, but for some reason, somehow, there was a sheet laid out just perfect for him to lay on.
Until 8:37 a.m., when a man walked through the glass entryway wearing the same jeans he'd last been seen in 3 months ago, Logan Miller. He looked smaller somehow, not thinner, emptier. His shirt was wrinkled, his hands were shaking. No one recognized him at first, not until he stepped to the front desk and said, "I need to talk to someone about the Sullivan kids." They led him into interview room B. He didn't ask for a lawyer, didn't request a break. He sat down, head in hands, and muttered, "I can't hold it anymore." For the next 2 hours, Logan told a version of events the RCMP hadn't heard before. And it wasn't an accident.
That RCMP has not yet heard about. Let's see where Numbnuts comes in at is he done told everything without kindly telling it in specific words. He said he had resources that was telling him everything, and he tells what he knows and what someone else is telling him. So that's what got the ball part filled up. So everything has went downhill from here. And once the phones was tapped, told everything. Now, when they lock up Numbnuts, they might want to put him in a different prison than Daniel, because I figure Daniel would probably kill him. So, and probably Logan too. So, They need to be careful with that.
Wasn't an abduction. It wasn't a stranger. It started, he said, the night of May 1st. There had been an argument. He wouldn't say what started it, only that the tension had been building for days. That Jack had been crying, that Malaya had been off, that she hadn't slept in 3 nights, that she said something strange. Sometimes I think they're better off without me. He said Lily had gone to her room early, headphones on, that Jack had followed Malaya into the basement, that she wasn't gone long, but when she came back up, she was alone. She said Jack had fallen, said he wasn't breathing, said they couldn't call anyone.
So she went down, put on some wash. Jack fell behind her. She come back up and then says, well, Jack fell down the stairs.
Wouldn't you pick him up instead of just telling your partner that he fell?
I don't know, probably. How stupid does that sound?
There.
If somebody falls down some stairs, let me tell you something, there's going to be some noise. Yeah, where's the stairs? I don't believe the wash part. I believe that the choking and the whipping and throwing him around, that's what broke his daggum neck. They ain't none. They are not none. Now, like I said, there may be some at Malaya's mom's. But if that's the case, why didn't RCMP say that they got a silent uh, search warrant for Malaya's mom's house? But they're not saying that. They said they got a silent uh, uh, search warrant for their home, and that would be the trailer. Kathy says, "Hey, Christine." So I don't know, guys. We're covering.
He said he went downstairs, saw Jack lying on a blanket, still, pale. There were no.
Okay. So Logan walks downstairs. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Logan walks downstairs. He's laying at the foot of the stairs on a blanket that was just magically there. Having back surgery tomorrow. Everybody keep Kathy Mathis in your thoughts and prayers while she's going through it. Amen. With him going to the police department, telling this, that he went downstairs, wherever they're at. Jack was laying on a blanket. Now, if she went down to do some wash, and when she come back to the top by herself, how did Jack get on a blanket perfectly at the foot of the steps? I mean, come on. And then he says, well, there he lays. And then now you're fixing to hear the other disturbing part of it.
No visible injuries, just silence.
No physical injuries? Are you kidding me? Listen, I fell down some stairs. I fell down some stairs one time, and I wasn't prepared for it at all. And they were carpeted. And let me tell you something, it peeled the hide off top of my daggum foot. it's getting me all up. Yeah. Uh, that Jack and Lily both, ended up with black eyes and whatnot and stuff. They cannot tell me that these children didn't have markings on them. Yeah, yeah.
He said she was calm, too calm, that she asked him to help move the body, that she promised.
If I see one of my children in their messed up mind, yeah. Uh, if I see one of my children like that, they wouldn't be no such thing as calm. Man, ain't no way. And then asked him to help move the body. Listen again, real close here.
On that Jack had followed Malaya into the basement, that she wasn't gone long, but when she came back up, she was alone. She said Jack had fallen, said he wasn't breathing, said they couldn't call anyone. He said he went downstairs, saw Jack lying on a blanket, still, pale. There were no visible injuries, just silence. He said she was calm, too calm, that she asked him to help move the body.
Showed all the way down, huh? I tell you. But see there, she asked him to help move the body. Okay. Logan is sitting right there at the police station telling this stuff. Fractured skull and broken nose. Good Lord. Listen how much more in detail this gets.
That she promised no one would understand, that it would ruin everything. He told investigators they wrapped Jack in a sleeping bag and waited until 3 a.m. to carry him into the woods behind the house. He led them to the tree line, past the ravine, past the old hunting shack. He pointed to a spot near a cluster of moss covered stones and said, "We left him there." When they returned, he said Lily had woken up, had come looking for them, had asked where her brother was. He said Malaya looked her daughter in the eyes and said, "He ran away." And that was the last thing she said to her.
Don't you think, as smart as Lily is, she wouldn't have said, well, why ain't you out there trying to find him?
When investigators asked what happened next, Logan didn't answer for a long time. He just stared at the wall. Then he whispered, "I don't know where she took her."
Well, that's a dadgum lie. Now, I've thought of this and thought and thought and thought and thought. And both bodies were found close to the lake on the bank. Now, when Daniel and Logan got back from taking Jack down there, two things could have happened, and that's it. They noted they had to deal with Lily because Lily knew too much, and she would mention at school that something happened to her brother, so they knew that. I think that they gave her something, and yes, that's my opinion. I think they could have gave her something. Not saying they did, just saying they could have, to try to see if they could get her sleepy so they could put a pillow over her face and smother her. Because they kept saying pillow. But if not, if not, the only other answer would be is that they stuck her head under the water there at that lake and then just made her a little shallow grave right there too. But see, she didn't want to see, hear, or know anything about none of all that mess. She wanted out. She wanted out of the car. So that part he's lying about. He knows that Malaya didn't take her nowhere. That they did. Him and Daniel. And Dirt Nuts knows it too. And I guarantee you, when Jack went back to make sure that they were still there, that's when they had already been moved. And that's why he got upset, went crazy, wouldn't start answering questions, wouldn't do interviews, wouldn't do nothing. Started turning everything against Malaya. Telling everything closest to the truth without saying the words of it.
Logan's confession didn't bring closure. It brought something else. A map of deception, a trail of complicity, and a second child unaccounted for. Malaya hadn't just lost her children, she had erased them. When Logan's confession finally came to an end, the investigators didn't speak. They didn't press him further. They simply asked him one thing: "Can you take us there?" He nodded quietly and then led them to the edge of the woods. The location was 4.2 kilometers northeast of the Sullivan property.
Now listen to this real carefully. Please. The ones in the back, listen very carefully, please.
Off the main trail, no signage, no human activity, just a collapsed logging road overgrown with moss and alder branches. There, beneath a cluster of rocks and damp earth, they began to dig. But before that came Malaya's side of the story. She was brought in later that same day, not in handcuffs, not under arrest, yet. She didn't ask why she was there. She didn't deny.
You see how that number jumped down when he was fixing to come up and start talking about Malaya?
That Logan had spoken. She just sat down, removed her earrings, and folded her hands in her lap. According to the transcript, she began speaking before questions were asked. It wasn't supposed to happen like that, she said. And then she told them her version. On the evening of May 1st, she had been alone with the children. Logan had gone into town. Jack was upset, crying about something: a toy, a broken promise, the noise from the old furnace that kept him up at night. She said she told him to be quiet, that he didn't, that she raised her voice. that she yelled at him in a way she never had before. And then it happened. She claimed he fell. She said she wasn't sure if he tripped or collapsed, but when she picked him up, he wasn't responding. His lips were cold. She said she froze.
That's a daggum lie, because each one of us heard it, plain as day. During that time, right there, that she's speaking of right now, she didn't just holler at Jack. She choked him and whipped him. And he said so himself. Whatever happened in that bathroom is where it went down for him. Probably throwing him down against something, like I said, counter, tub, toilet, something. It wouldn't take much to break a little old neck in a little old 4-year-old baby. And then kind of freak out over that because of what room she's in. Now, if they say they were at her mom's or whatever, or at a friend or wherever, took him and went to there, to where some steps would be, and just tossed him down to make it look like it. But then, maybe it didn't show up looking like she thought it would. But then again, I don't think she'd go that far either. So I'm thinking everything happened, could have. I'm thinking everything that happened fatally happened to Jack in that bathroom. And now, during the time, it could be something that RCMP is leaving out. She could have said we was at my mom's and he fell down the stairs. Now that could be a possibility too. Just her changing it up from at home to at my mom's or somebody or at my friend's. Um, but see what got them is when he come in and he started telling the truth. When he mentioned that he had helped move the bodies, you know, it ain't like he could get up and go home and everything be fine. He had to be in the jailhouse too because there's a conspiracy to it. That's the same thing that's going to happen to Jack's mom and Malaya's mom, and possibly Cody's mom, because she knows something. She said it out of her own mouth. She said she believes she knows who hurt them children. But if anybody would be less out of it, I would have said be her, because she could just be having hearsay. But when he come in and started telling the truth, that's not hearsay. That's you confessing and you telling your part. But of course, he left out some parts, but enough to make sure that he stayed in the jailhouse. And he put Daniel and Malaya, right in it too. So
straight one.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Hmm.
Couldn't breathe, couldn't think, just sat on the floor, rocking him, waiting for him to blink. She didn't call 911. Instead, she waited until Logan came home. She said she told him what happened, that he panicked, that she panicked, that they both started talking in circles. She said she told him they'd take both kids away, that no one would believe it was an accident, that she couldn't go back to court again. There had been a custody case, quiet, sealed, never reported, but it had left her on edge, terrified of losing everything. Logan, according to her, said nothing, just stared at Jack's body, and then nodded. What followed, Malaya described as a blur. She said Logan wrapped Jack in a sleeping bag. She gathered the clothes he'd been wearing that day, his favorite red shirt, the one with the dinosaur. She put it in the dryer to erase the scent. Then later, in
Erase what scent? There's there's only two things that could be even questionable about something about a smell. Maybe three. One, Jack's little decaying body, because they did not move them very quickly. Two, stench of all them dirty diapers down there. And three, the cleaning up of bleach or some cleaning supplies. Okay. Oh, I did. I asked them, and they said, "Yeah, on the bank by the water, by the lake." They said. Um, so why else would you need to take their clothes off and wash them? Yeah, in the basement, wherever the basement is, they didn't have nothing but a little old mattress down there. And then she went on, went to the beach and all with her friends, come back, and well, there you go. Well, and two, even Jack said that his hands was bound. Um, so I'm sure hers was too. Uh, and she said that they brought down some cereal a couple times, just dry cereal. But if she had to sit in a basement or in a room, just let's just say a room with her decaying brother and a bunch of dirty diapers, and uh, then the smell of cleaning agents, you know, you would you would have to use some ozone to even halfway get that out of there. And really, nothing will ever take that out, not completely. Um, mhm. um, so she already knowed once once they mentioned to her that Logan talked. That's why she was taking her jewelry off and all this crap and just sat down because she knew that was it. She doesn't know she was screwed. Mm.
Fire pit behind the house, she burned it, watched the fabric curl into ash. She claimed Lily never knew that she was asleep the whole time, that she woke up to an empty bed and an empty morning, and that when she asked about Jack, she told her the same thing she told the police. He wandered off. Investigators pressed her. What about Lily? Why didn't she tell someone? Why disappear completely? Malaya didn't answer. She said only this: I thought I had more time. When asked to draw a map of where Jack was left, her pen hovered over the paper for several seconds, and then she drew a curve, a sharp bend, a tree split in two by lightning, a rock shaped like a boot. It matched Logan's description exactly. The team moved out that same evening. By midnight, they had begun excavation: soil samples, ground penetrating radar, then a zipper from a child's sleeping bag. There was no ceremony, no discovery shouted to cameras, just silence. A perimeter was drawn, a tarp erected, and the slow, grim process of cataloging what was left. Malaya was taken into custody. Not charged, not yet. But the shift was irreversible, because her secret had never been about what happened. It was about what she let happen. Next 48 hours moved with grim efficiency. Forensic teams confirmed the remains, partially decomposed, fragmented by weather and wildlife, were consistent with the estimated age and timeline of Jack Sullivan.
So I'm talking about. And I asked last night about 10 or 15 times to Lily, who took your life? And she did not want to answer. She did not want to answer it. So yeah, she had to watch what had happened to her brother. And as smart as she was, she knew that her fate was going to be around the same. Yeah. Um, because what happened to Jack happened first. And I've got it on paper that she said when I asked about the punishments. And she said, yeah, she gets punished like that too. But uh, she said they did something to Jack first. Um, yeah, make them stand outside without any bottoms on and stuff when they wet their britches and stuff. That's just ignorant. Um, so that's exactly why Malaya can say that she actually didn't know where they put Lily. But they started claiming that Malaya took Lily. There's a lie there. There's a gap. Malaya would not have been able to look her daughter in the eye and take her life like that. But the boys could. Daniel, I don't know. As bad as he hated them, he literally hated these children. Now, if he did, like I said, he either gave her something, got her relaxed, and smothered her with a pillow, or either they took her right there where they took Jack and held her head underwater and then just covered her up a little bit and left her laying there. I mean, that's the only two options you got. So this is, is sickening. Uh, it's just, it's just almost too hard to even wrap your head around. Hmm. Good night, kid. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Why would you make a little boy and girl stand outside without any bottoms on? It's just sick.
The sleeping bag, the soil composition, even the broken zipper found beneath a layer of pine mulch all pointed to one thing. The child had not wandered off. He had been placed there. With Logan's signed statement and Malaya's partial admission, RCMP filed for formal arrest. August 8th, 6:42 a.m.
12 days ago. So she has been incarcerated for 12 days now. Yeah. Yeah. She said Jack was first. Yeah. So there would be her, uh, Logan, Daniel, and now they're going to have to deal with Daniel's mom. Um, you'll have to deal with Cody and deal with, uh, yeah, Malaya's mom. Um, yeah. So they're going through a process right now, and that's why we're only getting these kind of little things like this pop up because that's the only thing anybody knew. I mean that, and just sit and wait to hear a court date. I mean that's really all that can be done. No, no, Donna, it should not nobody. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I mean, bad enough for a little old boy having to be out there like that, but a little old 6-year-old girl standing out there without no bottoms on. I mean, it's cold and probably rainy and everything else. Hot during the summer. Dang it. There's no telling what all these children went through because they're only telling half truths here. There were a lot more to it than what they're saying.
Malaya Sullivan was taken into custody at her home. She was still in pajamas. No struggle, no comment. She didn't ask why. She didn't ask what they had found. She simply turned off the stove, handed her neighbor the keys, and walked to the cruiser without shoes. Logan, meanwhile, had already been placed in protective custody, his emotional state described in the initial report as, quote, fragile but coherent, unquote. His status shifted from witness to co-conspirator within hours. Charges were announced by noon: obstruction of justice, interference with human remains, neglect leading to death, manslaughter still under
Neglect, manslaughter. Where they're going to try to get the manslaughter is by the forensics of exactly how the children died. Now, like I said, if she threw him down and he hit the toilet or the bathtub or the counter on the sink or whatever, broke his neck, I mean, they're going to know that. Uh, if he was just choked right out, I don't know. Because something got into that sleeping bag and removed part of it, and that's how they found it up there up on top of the bank. That's how they found where they were at. Um, Now, when they talk about after that, where is Lily? When they start talking about that, that's the part that Logan lies about, saying, I don't know where she took Lily. But that's just not true. She had them, Daniel and Logan, to do the dirty work. so mm, so Logan knows where Lily is, and later on there's another uh, talking about Lily, and said the same thing, but said that both remains matched Jack and Lily, and it was just right off the bank of the river. So it's just it's terrible.
investigation pending autopsy confirmation. The media frenzy that followed was immediate and ruthless. For days, news choppers circled the forest site. Reporters swarmed the small town of Lansdowne Station, speaking to neighbors, family members, even children from Lily's school. The public demanded answers. How could two children go missing from a rural home in daylight without a single neighbor seeing anything? How could the mother appear on national television asking for help, knowing what had already happened?
I don't know.
Some saw a woman pushed to the edge, battered by isolation, overwhelmed by custody battles, consumed by fear. Others saw something else: a quiet calculation, a controlled cover up, the kind of silence that takes days to construct. What became increasingly clear was this: Jack's death may have been an accident, but the aftermath wasn't. Investigators recovered burned children's clothing from the fire pit. Partially melted polyester fibers confirmed to match what Jack had worn in earlier photos. Lily's status, however, remained a void. No remains, no sightings, no definitive evidence she was ever taken into the woods with her brother. This uncertainty widened the scope of the case. RCMP began treating it not just as a cover up, but a potential two-child death investigation. A second site was ordered for search, northwest of the original location, based on inconsistencies in Malaya's testimony.
See, right there, inconsistencies with Malaya's tale, because Malaya didn't do it, didn't take her there. She couldn't. She just mentally couldn't do it. Yeah, they. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Mm, they, it's kind of like what Lily said. Yeah, um, said that probably when we're found, we'll probably be naked and clothes scattered around there, around where it was. And one that we listened to said that down about a few feet down was another little shallow grave, and it had clothing that, hey Johnny, that matched with what like Lily was wearing. Now, if they just laid, and this is the problem. This is the whole problem. If they didn't do well, just think of this. Hey, poison. Just think of this. Okay, if an animals was getting to Jack through the shallow grave, through the uh, uh, sleeping bag, through whatever that was on him, okay, you can imagine what happened with Lily's if she was just laying in a little shallow grave with nothing to really cover her. Um, so there's no telling where her body could have been uh, stoned to, or Jack for sure. Parts of others, yes. Clothing of Lily's, yes, scattered around. But yeah, uh, but with animals that are like up there in Canada, if you're just in a little shallow grave, that's easy. That's like gravy, you know. And there's animals up there that's strong enough to pick her up and just go with her, you know. Um, but if she, long as she was laying there for a certain amount of time, they could still get some decomp, and it would match with her DNA. So I don't know if maybe that's why RCMP ain't jumping too quick right now. Is for still trying to find, some of Lily, and could even still be doing the same thing for Jack. But we know for sure that Jack's been around. Uh, Found that by the head, Um, but both their clothing kind of scattered around under the dirt down there, Uh, yes, it's about Jack and Lily. You just joined? Well, thank you. Yes, it's pitiful. It's pitiful. And but the thing of it is, at first they said that they were dismembered, and yeah, um, I did a Google on uh, the main attract animals that's from up there in Canada, and it was things like elk, uh, Kodak grizzlies, red-tailed fox, coyotes, two different breed of type wolves up there. Um, and like I said, if she was just laid in a little shallow grave, she could be 30 miles away by now, you know? Um, yeah. Uh, it's, you know, I would assume the way they talked about it said Jack's remains, yeah. And then plus two, they could get DNA from what was left on the skull, and if they have to, they can always use bone marrow to, uh, yeah. Um, there's all kind of animals up there uh, in Canada. Um, it's I, I believe from an animal leaving the skull of Jack up there to where someone could find it was meant to be that way. And when they called 911 and they got there, and yes, and everything, that's when they discovered it. And apparently, there was a second shallow grave there. So, like I said, if it's got some of her decomp in it, then they've done it for Lily as well. But they would have to try to find where, if it was animals, who knows? And they may be parts with Jack that no telling where as well. I mean, more than just the top zipped up part on the sleeping bag. I'm sure it's not the only thing that was tore up. I mean, they probably try to go for everything. Animals just don't care; they're going to eat regardless. And they, uh, I, I still say right now, just as I have the other day, I believe that that's what they're waiting on because they already know. They already know Jack's cause of death. They just ain't putting it out to the public yet. But for the full effect, they need to find what they can of Lily. And because they're going to be charged with both. And they can still charge them for both, even without finding Lily, because some of her clothing was there scattered around. So if that came back where she was and some of her decomp matches, regardless if they find the body or not, that's two counts of premeditated murder, tampering with evidence, fooling with a corpse, child neglect, and you name it. And see, the stuff that they was calling off that they was already charged with, they couldn't give no charge unless they already had evidence. That's common sense. Off of some trail close to some old bridge up there, uh, about 2 mile uh, from their home. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But they said that it looked like two shallow graves. But wherever if that's the case, and animals could have grabbed her and run off, her DNA would still be there wherever they laid her, and they can get that and be good enough. Because a lot of time, animal grab a kid, and it happens all over the world. Uh, I seen one time a family was out picnicking, and they was a dadgum, what was it? I think it was a coyote grabbed their baby and run off with it, and found bones about a month later, about 20 miles north of where they were at. And the only way they noted it was the baby because it had a band around its neck that held on its pacifier. So with animals like up there in Canada, wolf, bear, all them big things like that right there, like, could be anywhere. But they'll always try to see if they can find any remains or anything that an animal could have left or anything. Um, they'll off and on send out and kind of look again and stuff. But the main thing right now is the DNA. And that way they can go ahead and get the charge going and go ahead and get a court hearing instead of date. And that's what we all need is to listen and find out when the first hearing is going to be so we can tune in. Like I said, we'll watch it right there on the B screen. And I want to know just how much more they're going to lie. And then we'll find out how much RCMP already knows. Because so far, she's been locked up for what I say, 12 days. She's been in a jailhouse for 12 days, but after it'll go before a grand jury, and then she'll go to prison. Well, at one time, that's what Lily said. She said down a little bit. Or no, she said Jack's down a little bit, about 1 to 2 feet. And if they took her there, and that's what they did, instead of making just a regular little grave and just kind of covered her up, the next 15, 20 minutes after you walked away, anything could have come along and grabbed it, you know, and miles away in a couple of days' time. But the thing of it is, what actually shocked everybody is that, yeah, uh, what shocked everybody is that what they didn't know is that RCMP had done found these remains a month or so ago, and they were just letting them just giving them just enough rope to hang themselves with, and they all got worried and frantic and everything else. And I guarantee you, Jack, Daniel went back to make sure the kids was still there, and when they wasn't there, that it hit the fan, buddy. Uh, and then that Logan went in there and told the truth, half truths. So they still got to deal with the rest of them, but uh, they they all finna get it. Uh, I have no idea if they were buried at the same place. Could have been around the same way, or just covered up with some branches and leaves and whatnot. And because there's one on here where it states about uh, another set of remains or some, it said some remains, and it would have decomp and everything else, and it wasn't too far from where Jack's at or was at. So it could have her DNA on it. We just have to wait and see when they get it back in.
Gatherer. It's right.
Canterbury. Got me.
I've got Henry helping. Now me.
4-4.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
It would
Aren't ready, babe.
have to be used, or lie would have to be put down.
Right then.
Hey there,
Quite a
Said that
what child was that?
radiation. It's it.
Judy says, "Hello, beautiful spirits."
talking of which, Inga, the defense, America, the champ.
American son. That's true. That's true. Because they still, well, they claim now that there's still 4 children still missing, and they're still finding children up alongside that pipeline trail. They've been lucky so far. They've
See how
done
you
found 6.
Do press up.
So we this. You are detached.
Alice says, "Hello, Jack and Lily, and all you beautiful spirits." Play that music.
Have a history.
You have a history. Well, one of them now, a dad killed both his kids, and they found them along the pipeline trail,
Portsmouth
and 2 more girls
Housing Asylum.
and a boy. Thank you, Poison.
A bomber.
Thank you.
Shun it.
Just that 10.
Just that tent.
We.
And we what?
Yeah, it's.
So. So what?
His mom saw it.
The mask.
The mask.
I think Portsmouth.
There. Global. Fake.
Y'all know it ain't near Halloween time yet, right?
Significant number.
Donna says, "I love you, Jack and Lily." Play that music.
Inspiration.
Yeah. That's right. You got that right.
Oh,
Annie says,
About
"You
you,
are
Ron?
loved by us, Lily and Jack." Yes, I heard that.
Safe.
And then something about a mask.
No.
Jack and Lily Sullivan. Talk
But
to
you-
me.
Great. Yep. For your
Pamela says, I love you, Jack and Lily, with hearts.
best wishes.
Best wishes.
Smith of the mirror.
Alice says, are you beautiful or spiritual?
Peter.
Peter. No, hey, Beck, let's talk about Jack and Lily Sullivan from Canada.
Knowledge.
Alice says, you beautiful spirits are safe here. You're here? Well, talk to me.
4.
You doing all right, Beck?
What was I?
Development.
What with what?
In the right, in the
Daily Express. Cap is
Whose truck?
activity. Sorry, that makes me.
You,
Just
y'all get back on to talking about Jack and Lily here.
the least.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab something.
Okay.
idea that.
Yes.
What?
DNA, yes. We can find out if that matched up for Lily, then we're doing all right.
Okay.
All right.
I'll switch it. So,
So tell me.
Cuddy one.
Let's hear from Jack and Lily Sullivan. Joni says, hey, Christina. She says, hey. Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Pamela says, hey, beautiful spirits, you are safe now here with prayers and hearts and smileys.
Heart, Elvis.
Mm-hmm. The heart for y'all. Thank you.
Nina.
What?
Been like. Think about it and.
Jack and Lily Sullivan.
This over there.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Sullivan.
Everything that's.
We don't want it to blow up to publicity no more than what it already is. We want to make sure that they got, well, we know they got Jack, and
Just must.
we need to know if they got DNA for Lily. You know, and if they have, then if they find, or if they have found DNA for Lily, we won't be doing any more of that listening to them update crap, because that's people just wanting the view. What we'll do is go straight in and start talking to Jack and Lily, period. And we'll start with a regular, then we'll go with a PS, and then we'll go with a huff. So that way, either way, we'll find out what's going on here. Because if they have DNA for Lily, I can tell you right now, the only thing left will be to set a court date. And that will be put out publicly. Let's try this one. Sometimes that one there a lot of time you hear people from all around the world. One day we was on here hearing some kind of Japanese stuff one day, and I heard one time. It sounded like someone that I heard before talking, and he was from Singapore, and it sounded just like that. Bless you, love. Thank you. That stuff rolls pretty hard. That stuff rolls pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to use hot water just to do it.
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. You was asleep the other night too, and I told him. I said, if anybody want to donate, reach out to me. I'll give them the cash out because we want to start going out further than just around here. We want to start going back into Tennessee and places like that to hit some abandoned places, hit some battlefields, and just do what we can. Start getting out of this house and just be going other places. So thank you very much. And like I said, anytime y'all can hit me up on Messenger and I can give you the cash out. And anytime anybody feels like buying something or want to donate, you can do it through Cash App. And bless you, love. Going to be reaching out to Jack and Lily Sullivan. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Yeah. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Hey, son. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Can you hear me? Hospital. What was that? What was that comment? Let's see. That's right there. Yeah. Jack and Lily Sullivan. What was that question you said? You can play with my cats, Toby and Jackie in heaven. Annie says, Jack and Lily, you can play with my cats, Toby and Jackie in heaven. Talk to me. You would? Aimlessly, yes. Yeah, we're ready to start getting out and about. Things are so high, gas is so high. We got to build up some. Yeah. In a truck? What about it? Let him speak. What about a truck, Jack? Rose, did you say blood? Wait. What? Joni says, we love you, Jack and Lily, Sebastian and Jaden and Summer. Rose, everybody. Listen, Jack and Lily Sullivan, hear me. Does anyone know if they have found any of Lily Sullivan's DNA? Do you know if they have or not? We need to know. Daniel did kill the girl. Okay. You keep talking. Okay. Okay. So he did on Lily. You keep talking. Yeah. I mean, come on. Beck says, I love all you beautiful spirits and hearts. His neck. Yeah, but let's try to study on Lily here. Lily Sullivan. What did you just say? Now, Jack got it first, and then Lily. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. How did he end her life? You just keep talking. How did he end her life? Come on. Well, go. I couldn't shut you up. Now, don't stop now. Did you say with a pill? Did anyone use a pillow on one of these kids? Okay. You okay? Lily, I know it might be a kind of a hard question, but can you tell me maybe? Could you think of where maybe you are? Huh? Can you try to think and tell me what you might can see or where you're at, Lily? Lily, we need your help, love. Lily Sullivan. Oh, I know. We need y'all's help just as much as y'all need us. So we need to know where. If she laid somewhere for a while, it would have her DNA on it. Or could be a little bit of remain there. We just need to know. Well, it sounded to me like it said Daniel did. Huh? Now, sometimes I hear it better when I play it back the next time, but Lily, I know. Lily Sullivan. At where? What? Lily Sullivan. Can you see an old bridge from where you are? Lily? Andy says, Lily and Jack, you have sweet voices. We love you. Now, I'm going to ask again. Lily, wait. Lily Sullivan, can you tell me how your life was taken? Rose, you said thrown around.
What?
And Jack, I heard you say earlier tent. So did how was wait a minute. How was Lily Sullivan's life taken? Someone tell me just straight up. Hmm? You said choked? Lily? You said choked? Wait. Wait. Lily, did you say choked? Did anyone put a pillow over you? Lily Sullivan. Did someone put wait. Lily Sullivan. Hear me, love. Did someone put a pillow over your face? He did. No, it wasn't good. That's right. Who is Joel? Mm-hmm. Boys and novices, hello, Steve. With hearts, heard that before. Yes. Lily, or if anyone can put eyes on Lily, can you tell her whereabouts? We know that, but where? Throne. From the back. So, wait a minute. So you said thrown from the back. Lily, you first said a truck. Were you thrown out the back of a truck? I believe I know too. I don't know. Hey, Natalie, how you doing? Hey, go it. Natalie, whoopsie. Lily. Lily, is there anything that you would like to say to Mom or Daniel? They were, all of them. Jack or Lily, is there anything that you would like to say to Daniel or your mom? I heard Mom say, yeah. Miss you. Okay. You know, that's so sad that a child, thank you, love, a child that uh, um, is so humble that, you know, no matter what someone does to them, they still love and miss them, just like Summer does. Candace and Dunn, but she will not call him daddy. She calls him Dunn. And I don't blame her. These children, they still love their mom and Daniel, they're I'm pretty sure they're quite angry and they don't know why they got treated the way they did. There was no sense in it. That's right. They don't know no hate. I wish that right there would be played over and over and over in their cells, saying miss you, miss you. Even after all that you've done to them, they're still humble enough to let you know that they forgive and love you. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Mm. I, I, when it, I've done it so much, um, that I know from a child to a parent, I can count on one hand the time that the kids that I've spoke to said that they didn't want to say anything to mom and dad. Um, One got done in by her brother, and she didn't want to say nothing to her brother, and he ended up hanging himself out in the garage, and uh, she was about 16, 17, something like that, and uh, I asked her again that night. I said, "How do you feel about your brother?" And her words is his ass is over here with me now. And I didn't know that he had committed suicide. And I looked it up, and sure enough, his dad found him hanging out there in the rafters. So what don't get you now will get you later. It'll come around and bite you in the butt. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, so we had that talk earlier with Lily. Um, Last night, I believe it was. Um, when when they cross over, they just accept their fate. You know that okay, I have passed on. When when a soul is just totally stuck earthbound, they're in a death state or residual. They can walk right in here right now, walk right through me, and walk in there, and never know I'm sitting here. Just residual. But being left in a death state, you rehearse everything that you've ever endured all your life, all the meanness that you've ever done, all everything, things that you pleaded about, begged for. You're clean with the house again till the Lord comes back. A lot of them are worried about it because they think they're going somewhere. It's just accepting your fate. And I seen tonight that we're getting Lily to speak a good bit more now. And you know, when they crossed over, now they don't have to keep in mind about, just what happened, who did it, and this and that and other, and be other people trying to influence them to be mad at them or anything like that. That's why I give them opportunity. Do you want to say anything to whoever? And she's humble enough to say, "I miss you." You know, it, if these babies don't touch your heart, you ain't got one. I just, I just hate to say that. That'd be up to the good Lord. We've, I can count on a couple of hands how many we've had put in limbo, but it's not very nice. And the last one we did that way, Summer ended up seeing it, and we tried our best to get her to pay attention to us and not what was going on. And all of us kind of got tickled because the way the Summer were talking about it. But that ain't something she needs to have to see. I don't know. I do not know. Uh, and we won't know until the Lord comes back. This is pitiful, guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. She's got to work in the morning. Sorry, 10 minutes after 9 now. Um, Not unless you're forced into it. Um, a spirit guide can put someone in limbo. Um, we can't, but they can. Uh, Look here, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for
I do
being
too.
here, and she loves you. And I'm gonna try my best to do a coffee with JD in the morning and decide what we all want to do for tomorrow night. Whoever we want to reach out to, I've got to give it a night off from this. We need to either have a night just having fun or find someone else to do something with or something because I just need a night off of this. So we'll talk all about that if y'all are up. Time I get back, it'll be probably around 7:30 or so. And time I make my coffee and everything up, probably around 8 o'clock, I guess. I don't know, but I love you too, honey. Uh, 9/11. Look here. Damn. Um. So yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best to love you too, honey. We will see you in the morning. You got the air right there behind you.